Fielding, and this week I've brought you to a place that once used to be the largest woolen mill in the world. Now it houses Victorian ghosts and poltergeist activity. Welcome to Most Haunted and to Armley Mills. Although Armley Mills has a history dating back as far as the 16th century, it wasn't until Colonel Thomas Lloyd bought the mill in 1788 that it became the world's largest woolen mill and was the centre of employment for this whole community. Work in the mill was hard and the hours long, and children as young as 7 were employed, and as a result there were many accidents and deaths. The mill was bought by Benjamin Gott in 1804. But it was almost completely destroyed by fire less than a year later. Undeterred, Gott rebuilt the mill we see today and offered better working conditions than people had been used to. He expanded his business and became one of the largest employers in Britain. After his death in 1840, his sons carried on his legacy. Over the years, the mill changed hands, but with changing industry and working practices, its decline was inevitable, and it closed its doors as a working mill in 1969, reopening as a museum in 1982 as a historical monument to all that was good and bad in a time of the great British industrial growth. With a history of so much hardship, torment and death, no wonder Armley Mills is said to house a multitude of ghosts. A tall man with a wooden cane is said to wander floors, a sinister apparition is seen in the cinema room, and the ghosts of children have been witnessed around the machinery. With this and stories of poltergeists, disembodied voices, full apparitions, I had to bring my team to Armley Mills. These huge, monstrous machines would have seen many children, some as young as 6, working around them. Could their spirits be the ones responsible for so much poltergeist activity that happens specifically in this area? This room is now known as the cinema room, though there are different opinions as to what it was before. One thing is for sure, though, is plenty of paranormal activity. Disembodied voices, dark shadows are often seen, and the seats move all on their own. Deaths amongst the machinery were commonplace during the mill's heyday. Could the paranormal activity witnessed here belong to the unfortunate few that lost their lives? And what of the Victorian gentleman? His ghost has been seen many times, and he's wearing a top hat and using a cane. Who could he be? We have 24 hours to find out the mysteries of Armley Mills. With such a large location, it's always good to talk to an eyewitness to get their thoughts.
Right, we're currently sat in the cinema. Obviously, this wasn't a cinema when it was a working mill, so we've got 2 lots of spirits in here. We have the spirits of Armley Mills and the spirits that have come with the fixtures and fittings of the cinema. We get lots and lots of orbs. We do have a gentleman that sits in this seat constantly. He's permanently sat here. He never moves. He doesn't move about. He sits here. Not a very nice gentleman. The first time I worked with my colleague, we came down to lock up, and obviously at the end of the evening, we have to come in and check there's nobody in here. We've been doing this all evening, hoping for something. I came to check in here, and we were sat there, saw somebody sat there, so it startled me and it made me run. We had some guests that came in here once. They came on an event for an evening purely because they'd been here through the day, took some photos and got people sat in the back row. There was nobody else with them. Because we're a museum, we do get different exhibitions brought in, so they come in for a certain length of time and then go out. We had a fabulous one in not so long ago, and it was some clocks. They were absolutely amazing. And one evening I was walking round, making sure everybody's where they should be, and I did a double take as I was going past the clocks and saw a gentleman there. absolutely saw him as clear as I can see anybody. Knew exactly what he's wearing and everything. And then when I looked again, he'd gone. And it was a little stoutly man, a little bit like Albert Tatlock of Old Coronation Street, and he was cleaning it. On this floor again, further down, we've got sewing machines, and when you're walking through, you can see the ladies sat sewing, and I'm presuming they must have been really happy because they're humming and singing, and you can hear the buzzing of the machines, but you can hear them, you hear them all the time, and that's quite nice. There's nothing intimidating about that. It's really pleasant when you're walking through, you hear this humming and singing in the background.
It was time to see what Glenn Hunt had to say about this imposing building. So Glenn, what do you make to this place?
Well, psychologically speaking, this place messes with your head already, doesn't it? I mean, just look at it. Straight away, you're thinking of things that happened here previously. It's obviously got some kind of history behind it. And because you can see all this, you imagine yourself living in that particular era, don't you? And you imagine the children jumping in and around the machines, maybe limbs getting caught in them as well, all kinds of horrible accidents. And that's what we're imagining, even before we've started the investigation.
I suppose it's quite nice, really, because on the walls there's great big photographs of how the place used to be. So you see sort of people working at the looms, and it kind of gives you more of an impression of how the place would be.
Yeah, but exactly that's the problem with a place like this. Because it's dressed this way, we need to, wipe the slate clean and just imagine it as a regular building and investigate it on its own merits, because already our minds are charged with what once was happened here.
What do you make to the poltergeist activity that's been reported? Apparently bobbins have been known to be thrown about, and people sort of say that they could belong to the ghosts of children.
Yeah, these are stories that have come from people on tours, I understand. Until we experience things like that for ourselves, it's all hearsay at the moment, isn't it?
What about the ghost of the gentleman that's been seen many times by people that work here and visitors? This tall gentleman with a top hat, and you can hear the tapping of his cane as he supposedly walks along. I find that fascinating. I hope we see him tonight.
Well, again, it's a product of its era, isn't it, really? You're walking through a venue like this, you're seeing the machines, your mind's already wandering as to what happened, how people were. There's even great big posters on the wall of how people used to dress. It could have been just somebody who was a bit short-sighted, the light's not so bright, you can just see an image of somebody straight away. Oh, did you see that man with a top hat? No idea what you're talking about.
Now, tonight, Eamon's going to be doing an experiment, and I know we're going to talk to him in depth in a little bit, but excited about that?
Yeah, anything that will try and draw out some evidence of the paranormal is ultimately what we're here for. And rather than just it be hearsay or, stories third or fourth told, then it's going to be interesting if we can find something for ourselves. I'm particularly interested in finding out exactly if we can get some more evidence tonight.
Now, this is a great location, not only because of its history and the huge size of it, but also, we're quite away from a lot of people. There's no sort of roads that are nearby, so if anything sort of stops moving around, we can't put it down to passing juggernauts, and we're not on the flight path that I'm aware of. So to me, it's quite interesting if something does happen.
Yeah, no, you're right, because there's all kinds of things. I mean, a lot of this machinery is locked off. So if we see something like this moving, then, we've got to start questioning as to what's causing it, because it can't be any of the things that you've just pointed out. And similarly, I don't know if you noticed, it actually feels quite warm in here. So if we start to feel that the temperature's dropping for some reason, then, that warrants further investigation, I think.
Also, we're right by the water as well, which is supposedly a massive conductor of psychic energy. So we've got everything here, haven't we? We're isolated, we're by water, we've got great stories, lots of people are seeing full apparitions and poltergeist activity. So hopefully we should definitely get something tonight.
Well, it's going to be interesting, because obviously when the lights go out, we can't see a single thing. That means we can't see the machines straight away. That resets our brains. So we can't use these to influence any decisions of what we're thinking and experiencing.
It was time for Glenn, Fred and myself to have a closer look at the activity around Armley Mills.
I have to say that this is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of my most favourite places I think I've ever investigated, because there's so much to it. There's so many different areas, and it's huge.
Massive. And this bit we're in now is slightly different to the rest because it's more modern. It's not modern, it's an old place, but if you look around here, this is a place where we used to cut the suits out.
Yeah.
This is where they stitched them up. And the well-known high street tailors, they used to take the orders for the suits, 55 shillings for a whole suit, send it here, they used to make it, send it back to the shop, and you picked it up the same week. So yeah, this is quite a nice little area.
And again, like all the levels on the building, though, what you're seeing is obviously a genuine site of how things used to be. You can almost imagine the workers sat here at the stitching machines doing all the work, and already that's prevalent in your mind anyway. And it's just so interesting to see that with the lights switched off, that's going to be out of our minds straight away, because we won't be able to see a thing, and that resets your brain.
I think it's going to be very frightening with all the lights switched off in this particular building. A couple of words that used to describe these mills, of course, is dark and satanic, isn't it?
Well, that was a thing. Yorkshire had that reputation of having dark, satanic mills. There were songs written about it, poems. The thing, how it got the name was the Dark Satanic Mills is because the owners of the mills treated their workers so brutally and badly. 16-hour days. 6-year-old children would work from 6 in the morning till 7 in the evening. They'd stand there for hours with their hands up wanting to go to the toilet. And there was one little boy, died because the owner wouldn't let him go to the toilet. He just died. There's another 6-year-old girl who had her leg caught in one of the machines that we see further on down, the older part of the place. And she had her leg amputated by a machine. It was a horrible place to work.
But things did improve, didn't they? Which is going to bring me on to a gentleman. Now, one of the ghosts that's seen here, in fact, the most prevalent sighting that's seen here is that of a gentleman who wears a top hat and he has a cane, and you often see him. Many people have seen this sighting. Now, you think it could be an old owner?
I didn't know that until you told me that today, but I did some history on the place. And in the end of 1700, beginning of 1800, the place burnt down. And a guy called Benjamin Gott bought the place, rebuilt it, took on all the workers and treated them like $1 million. He gave them insurance, he paid their medical bills, he gave them holidays. They'd never seen anything like it.
So you think that this Gott gentleman is possibly the ghost that everybody's seeing?
Well, I think it could be, because people like that, when they love their place of work or where they live, they seem to come back to them because they love being there. So yeah, it could be that, yeah.
And Glenn, of course, forever sceptical.
Well, this is the thing, you know, as I was saying earlier, that this is a working museum that people come and visit day in, day out. We're hearing stories of these looms being thrown around the place. He used to say it isn't just friends larking about, then telling the friends, oh, I got hit by a bobbin on the back of the head today. It was at that mill that we went to visit. You know, it's just hearsay, isn't it?
Could be, but when you get hit on the back of the neck or the back by a bobbin, and you look around and you've got your torch and you go like this and there's absolutely no one in the whole room, then who is it?
That's exactly what I want to happen tonight.
Well, let's hope it does. I'd love to see a bobbin hit you on the back of the head.
I'm sure a lot of people would.
Onwards and upwards.
It was time to see what Eamon had in store for us tonight.
Right, what's occurring?
Hiya. Well, we're going to be doing a test in here because we've been told about some of the reports of noises in here and sightings and different things, so I thought we'd try something a bit different. So we're going to set up audio tones to go out into this room, and the way the EVP works is if there is some kind of entity around here, it will manipulate those tones and turn them into words. So the tones go out here. That's then transferred to a computer upstairs. That's where the filters come into play. It takes the tones out and we're just left with possible speech if there is any activity.
And is there anybody going to be in this room while you do this experiment?
Well, I was hoping that you might want to ask the questions and I'll monitor from upstairs.
So me on my own in this room?
Yeah.
What's generating the tones then originally?
Okay, so we're using white noise, we're using sine waves just from a computer. But we're going to hear the sound through these 4 speakers just to try and get as much coverage as we can of the room.
The thing is, obviously, if you've ever fallen asleep in front of a TV in the old days when the TV channel would shut down and you'd get the white noise anyway, you could always imagine you're hearing things anyway, couldn't you?
Well, there might be that down here, but what we'll get upstairs is we'll actually get some kind of speech if we can get something. You won't hear the white noise and you won't hear the sine wave upstairs. What you will hear is the end product of that. So if she's in here, she might hear something that could be a trick of the mind, but we will certainly hear if there is something upstairs.
Okay, so anything in your head that you think you're hearing, Eamon will have the evidence if it's really happening.
I think it's
Absolutely.
really exciting.
It's something different.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really up for it.
Yeah, that's exciting, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I know. Good luck to me.
Good luck to you.
Trying to hide the apprehension I felt, knowing that I was going to spend some time alone here, we needed to start the investigation. So I sent Stuart, Eamon, Fred and Darren to the cinema, while Carl, Glenn, Greg and myself went to the manager's cottage.
This is a really spooky place, actually, because it looks like... Well, it's still all dressed, isn't it? Like it was.
Our feet completely still, because only movement. I'm going to put my feet up. We'll get that. My feet are up here. That's fine, yeah.
How do you feel?
I feel fine. I'm waiting for something to happen though. I'm looking in each room that you go in, you look into another room or into a corridor and it's just pitch black.
Do you feel like an air of expectation?
Yes, I do. How do you feel, Carl?
I have to say, I feel... I haven't felt too bad in this whole place, to be fair. I constantly feel like something is about to happen or something will happen. But walking into here, it's completely different. I don't like it. I know everyone else is saying they're fine. I just don't like it in here. And I don't know if it's because it is an old place, it's dressed up like it is. And I'm only seeing things through, through a lens, but what?
I've just got this horrible feeling.
Yeah, good.
I'm not just saying it.
That's exactly what I've got.
It's a proper feeling of get out. That's
oppressive.
Oppressive, like something is in here going, get out now.
If you're feeling about that we're being urged to get out,
Yeah.
all the more reason to stay.
Absolutely. What was that?
I'm moving my way.
I thought it was you.
No, did you hear it?
I heard it. I thought it
Tell
was
me what you
shuffling.
heard.
It was like a creak of the table.
No, and I wonder if you get it on camera. It was a...
Oh, I thought that was one of us.
Yeah.
That was like a proper... No, it was obvious enough for me to think it was just one of us.
Yeah. I just thought it was a chair being moved. You know when it pulls against the floor with the weight on it.
What was that? What was that? What was that? If there's anybody here, can you come towards us? Let us know that you're around. Were you the manager of this place? Is that you?
Is that you?
What was that?
I've just moved my weight. I went from there to there.
That sounded like it came from behind you.
It
Carl.
did.
It's like a...
It sounded like the cabinet.
Something being moved.
No. All I did was then, I've done it just, I went from there to there.
That was like furniture moving.
Yeah. Is that you?
It's not, I'm not moving at all.
You're not moving, are you? I could
No.
tell.
It's that.
The
Table's moving.
The table moved. I'm not even kidding. The table actually moved.
Hello?
I wonder if it'll start tipping.
If you can hear me, tap on the floor. Tap once for yes. That was a tap, wasn't it?
No, that was me sitting down, that Fred.
There,
I've got
come over here.
this strange sensation that I'm being dragged backwards.
I thought I heard something coming from
And
the
I
seat
feel
next
like
to
I'm
you,
actually
Stuart.
slurring my words now.
You sound like you are as well.
It's almost like the energy's been sapped.
If you can
Oh,
hear
right.
us, if you are here,
It's gone down. It's gone down.
Yeah,
it's gone down.
Seat's down.
Darren, did you get that?
I didn't get it, I was on Eamon at the time, but... Right, Fred, you're far enough away from that seat, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Stuart, you can't reach that from where you are, can you?
Well, I can do that quite open.
Yeah, well,
But
you
you'd
didn't.
see me doing that.
Yeah, I'd have seen you do that.
Yeah.
Right. It's knocking from under the table now.
Hello? Can you make the table move?
Sorry, there was
Furniture's moving around us, yeah.
That's me moving now.
Ask if you'll move the table move.
Can you move the table? Can you move? Can you do anything at all? Move objects in this room.
Can you feel it trembling?
That was too. I really feel
Hello? Calling out to anybody that might be here with us now, any spirit people that might want to communicate with us. I know that you're here, I know you can hear me. Can you please say hello? If you move something or make a loud noise now, that means hello.
See, I am not moving at all.
Yeah.
I'm not moving, and there's something moving behind me, and I really don't like it.
Sorry.
Move the table for us if you can. Use our energies.
Whoa.
Right, something touched me on the arm then. Something definitely touched me on the arm.
Do you want to swap places?
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's nothing in here, is there?
No. Do you want to swap?
No, I'm kind of happy for it to do some. There is nothing. I couldn't have touched it.
On the chair, isn't it? Okay.
Put your fingers, if you can, on the edge of the tables. Tables, just like so. That's it.
Okay.
There you go. But touching this.
Yeah.
Is the table rocking?
Can't feel it rocking, but
I can hear
knocking,
tapping.
it's right.
Hello? Give me 3 loud knocks if you can hear me. Hello there. Are you happy? 2 for yes, 1 for no. Okay. Do you want us to leave? 2 for yes, 1 for no. Yes. Can you move the table though, please, before we go? Try and get us to leave. Can we hear your footsteps above us?
It's coming from beneath us, isn't it? Yeah, it's
You can feel it on the table.
Initially, I thought it was coming up from up there, but that was obviously wishful thinking because.
Well, it was.
Maybe you're a dark spirit. Maybe you want to come forward now and show us. Do something nasty to us. Touch Eamon. Touch Stuart.
I can feel it around me.
Can you?
I can feel cold air
It's
around
gone
me.
very cold in here. And I've got that headache back again.
How many of you are in this house? Can you knock out how many of you are here, please?
1.
Are you a man? 2 for yes, 1 for no.
I'm not moving at all.
There's something moving behind you, Greg.
I was just aware. I felt as if there's been something in the corridor, but because it's just pitch black. There's a little bit of light coming in through the windows, but it's just pitch black in the corridor. So I just keep looking over my shoulder for shadows and shadows.
It's quiet now, isn't it?
I just thought I heard something out there.
Seems to
It's almost like
quiet.
behind Greg.
Was that chair?
You alright?
Yeah, I moved that chair.
You did?
Yeah.
Stop.
I have not. I've stood straight on my feet and nowhere near the legs of the table. Did you not move it?
No.
This table just moved about
I heard
6
it.
inches.
He's just moved away from
All I've done is I've stood from there and I've stood up and it moved.
Do you guys smell that?
And this is where my feet are where they are.
Yes, I know your feet haven't moved. There's no way you could have just done that, but the table has just leapt away from me.
What was that? Hear that?
Yeah. It's creaking.
Yeah. As though someone's sitting in it.
Yeah.
Are you sitting in this seat? Just put your hand on that seat, Stuart. Just see if you can feel any movement for someone sort of sitting on it.
I can actually feel that moving up and down.
Is that one of
It's that seat is actually pulsating.
Is that one of you children playing around in here?
Well, I'm leaning against mine with my foot, so it could be that making the noise of movement, because I've got to leave. I've got to leave. I've got to leave. I've got to leave. Hang on, I've just got that on camera. I've got it on camera, just flick it up. Only by sheer luck.
We're not going to hurt you. Just let us know.
Only by
you're
sheer
here.
luck.
Just touch Stuart or anybody. Touch anybody.
What was that then?
I don't know.
What just went by me? What just went by me then?
This area here just got immediately active.
Something just shot by me. I saw it.
I looked in that position at exactly the same time that you looked in that position. This area just got really hot and really vibrant.
Something, I don't know what it was. It was small. I don't know. It was almost like feather shaped. Shot by me. And it was white.
What, here?
Here. It just shot by.
I think it's got colder there.
Fairly heavy, that seat, you know.
It's got a bit colder there.
Come on then. That's where we need to take ourselves out, but we can't get out quick enough. What the
That was one of these sticks.
That
wasn't me because I was here near this chair.
Sorry.
There was none of you.
I was right next to Glenn.
Yeah.
Definitely was one of them.
How interesting.
Interesting.
That's good. If only we'd do it again. I'd like that to happen again.
See, it won't do it while we're looking at it.
I know.
Our investigation was well underway, so I decided it was time to conduct the EVP experiment, and I, for one, wasn't looking forward to being left alone anywhere in this foreboding location. With everything set and Eamon in place, there was nowhere to hide, and I took my place alone in the cinema.
If there's anybody here, if there are any spirit people here with me now, if you can hear my voice, please come and talk to me.
Oh, there's actually something talking.
I'm very aware that something is behind me. Can you give me a message? Sorry. If there's somebody here now in this theatre, in the cinema, can you make a noise?
It was only when we reviewed the footage in the edit did we hear this strange whimpering sound that seemingly came from nowhere.
That's creepy. Oh, it's getting very cold. Hello? Are you here? I'm hearing a tapping noise. Are you here now? If there's anyone here, please, if there's a spirit person here with me now.
There's a lot of talking through this. Wow.
Hello? What's that?
Wow. When Yvette says hello.
That wasn't me. Hello?
Someone's saying hello back.
I've gone so cold. I feel a little bit, how can we say? Well, not a little bit, very apprehensive now for some odd reason. Are you here with me now? I've got this funny feeling that you are. There's a funny noise coming out of the machine. I feel really nervous now. I feel like I'm not on my own. Hello? I'm so cold. Are you here?
Well, I can confirm upstairs that it seems that somebody is with Yvette.
Can you say something to me? Please don't touch me. Whatever you do, do not touch me. I do not want to feel you touching me at all. No disrespect, but I certainly don't.
There's a male voice that's talking over Yvette, that's talking and responding to Yvette. And she probably doesn't know that right now she's downstairs talking into white noise and someone's just talking away at her.
If you could move one of the seats on the in one of these chairs, that would be great. I mean, I certainly won't stick around. I want to hear your voice. That's why I'm sat here. My name's Yvette. What's your name?
Oh, wow.
I always feel like somebody's touching the top of my head whenever I do any of these things on my own. Maybe it's nerves. Hello? What's that?
Wow, that's getting louder.
Oh, did you hear that? That was like 2 taps. Hello? Can you do that again? I don't know if you're picking this up, but there's tapping noises. Hello?
Every time she's saying hello, someone's trying to grab her attention. This is actually really clear.
Hello? Can you give me 2 very loud knocks if you can hear me? And again. I think I've had enough. Can hear the knocks really loud. Okay.
Wow, someone is now shouting. Someone's actually just shouting just as soon as Yvette's talking. Someone's shouting before she speaks, and it seems afterwards as well.
Okay, I'm going to go. Not because I'm being a wet blanket, but I think we've got enough stuff now for Eamon. Hopefully we've got enough stuff there. And thank you very much.
I was eager to leave the cinema and join the others, but I couldn't wait to see if the experiment had worked. And boy, did it work.
See, this is the kind of thing I was hearing upstairs. When you were downstairs in the theatre and you were doing this test, I was hearing all kinds of things like this, and they shouldn't be there.
Can you tell me your name?
That's a response straight after, can you tell me your name?
Exactly, yeah, let's hear that again. What
Can
is
you
that?
tell me your name? Are you here with me now?
I'm starting to feel freaked out at this point now because I started to feel a bit...
Yes.
starting to feel a little bit cold.
So, I mean, you've asked there if somebody's there.
Are you here with me now?
Got a nice, clear yes.
Can you give me a message?
Busy. Let's just see what we got, because there was a bit of a commotion.
Wow, look at all the waveforms there. Go on.
Thank you. Did you get some waveforms?
Play that again!
Did you get some waveforms? Did you get some waveforms? Did you get some waveforms? Did you get some waveforms?
Can you hear
That's
that?
Get Lost. Yeah, Get Lost.
Play it again.
Did you get some waveforms?
That sounds to me like a woman's voice saying "get lost," as clear as anything. Play it again.
It was at that point where I lost all contact with you.
Sorry, but does that all say to you "get lost"? Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, that says "get lost."
That's a Class A EVP right there.
Amazed and astonished at the phenomena we had caught so far, we decided to carry on with a Ouija board to see what else this fear-provoking place had in store for us, and it did not let us down.
If there's anybody here, calling out to any spirits that may be in this mill, if you can hear my voice, please can you move the glass or move this table? The table's moving. Everybody put one hand on the table.
I've got one hand in the air from this torch.
This table's going to go.
It feels like the table's moving.
It's rocking, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really does feel...
It's moving, the table's moving to the right.
Yeah.
I move my leg out the way.
Wow, table is wobbling.
I can feel that.
My seat's wobbling.
Is that... Everything's just gone a little
really
bit
cold.
weird.
Wow.
My elbow is on the corner of this table and my elbow's moving up and down.
The table
The
is
glass is
vibrating.
getting warm as well. The table's moving.
Table's lifted.
Okay, the table...
Craig!
You got it? Getting that, Greg? Yeah. Can you say... Oh, this is nuts.
Thank you for that. Can you do it again, please?
The glass is not moving.
Oh! Oh no!
The table's just shot this
no,
way.
you've got it on the other camera. Brilliant.
Yeah, we've got two.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that was there. That's great.
Thank you very much for that. Can you move the table back again to where it was before? Can you move the table back?
Let's see. Is there anything came up when the table moved, Damon?
The wavelengths are all over the place.
No, I'm not mad. Can you try?
Right, it's moving again.
Can you try and?
That's it. Come on, keep moving then. Come on, let's have it move. Move any way you want it. Let's see if you can move it significantly. Keep moving without stopping.
It's now not touching my leg at all.
Everybody be quiet for a second.
I'd love it if the table flipped over.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
We have had it once before.
Had it.
There it goes.
Yeah, it goes.
Lift this table up. I've made sure my knees aren't even touching this table underneath.
I can see how far my arm away from the table.
Yeah.
Did you feel
I'm
that?
about-
Did you feel that?
I felt loads of things.
Seats.
Yeah, I felt sick. Yeah.
What, it actually moved?
It moved where I'm sat on the seat, the whole thing, the bench just moved.
Who are you? Can you move the glass on its own? You've got a lot of energy. Can you move that glass on its own?
It's just, ooh, table going. I think that's just water and boiler.
Can you do something more? Can you lift the table up? Can you do something firm? Something hard, something that will make us jump? If you've got this energy, lift the table up.
It's trembling again.
Whoa, whoa.
Okay, that's a start.
What's
Oh. Thank you for this. This is great.
My bench, the bench was sat on the seat.
Yeah.
Is your bench moving?
It's creaking like the table's creaking.
Wow.
Trying to sit as still as possible.
Come on.
It's like being on a ship. It's that.
Yeah.
Creaking, isn't it?
Mm.
It's like it's trying to move, but it's stuck.
Can you stop making that noise? Can you start making that noise again?
Can you slide the table towards Greg? Really try. Keep trying. Keep
Towards
trying.
me. It's coming towards me
Keep
now.
trying.
This whole table is just.
He's not been introduced. I'm Greg, by the way, so slide it towards me.
Oh, there you go. Greg, ask for a
There we
bit
go.
more.
Whoa.
So if you can move the table towards me, I'm Greg. Move the table this way towards me with the camera. We'll make the table lift.
Thank you for this.
Thank you very much.
That was a
But as soon as we sat down,
pleasant
Yeah.
surprise, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Should we have a listen to see what Eamon's got?
yeah. Wow, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
I love that, and yet
Every single time I away.
It's alright, that should have been caught on that.
yeah, got it on that one.
Yeah.
I love that, and yet
Every single time I away.
Yeah.
I love that, and yet
It's alright, that should have been caught on that.
yeah, got it on that one.
Yeah.
This was the last jump the table gave us, and morning was fast approaching. So I called it a night, and what a night it was.
I'm sorry, I just keep hearing something in this room. What? What was that?
Can you tell me your name?
The table's moving.
The
Table's moving.
Hear us if you are here. Right. It's knocking them under the table now.
Are you here with me now?
Got a nice clear yes.
We're being urged to get out.
Yeah,
All the more reason to stay.
absolutely.
Whoa. Right, something touched me on the arm then. Something definitely touched me on the arm.
I love that, and yet
I've got to leave.
what the
That was one of these sticks.
That.
Sorry.
Armley Mills had proved to be one of the most haunted places we had ever investigated. I will never forget a disembodied voice telling me to get lost. Until next time, sleep tight.